What's up, YouTube? It's your man, Big Nod, back at it again. Chief Chima pulling up so much cleaner. I'm about to take a look at some highlights from the 2020 Democratic debate. Man, it's Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, to name a few. They want that seat. They want Trump's spot. They're going to have to fight each other first to see who, will represent the Democratic Party. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these highlights from this past debate.
Senator Harris, I'm so sorry. We will let all of you speak. Senator Harris.
Hey guys, you know what? America does not want to witness a food fight. They want to know how we're going to put food on their table. Vice President Biden, do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America?
No.
Do you agree?
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I opposed.
Well, there was a failure of states to integrate public schools in America. I was part of the second class to integrate Berkeley, California public schools almost 2 decades after Brown v. Board of Education.
And she's doing the correct thing because Joe Biden is a front runner. Served as vice president, for 8 years. He knows the ins and outs of the White House. So they're coming at Joe's neck.
Because your city council made that decision. It was
so that's where the federal government must step in. That's why we have the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. That's why we need to pass the Equality Act. That's why we need to pass the ERA.
I was 6 years old when a presidential candidate came to the
Equality Act.
It's a burning. As long as they're not going at me, keep on fighting.
That's why we need to pass the ERA.
I was 6 years old when a presidential candidate came to the California Democratic Convention and said, it's time to pass the torch to a new generation of Americans. That candidate was then Senator Joe Biden. Joe Biden was right when he said it was time to pass the torch to a new generation of Americans 32 years ago. He's still right today. If we're going to solve the issues of automation, pass the torch.
Senator Sanders, I'll give you 10 seconds just to answer the very direct question. Will you raise taxes for the middle class in the Sanders administration?
People who have health care under Medicare for all will have no premiums, no deductibles, no co-payments, no out-of-pocket expenses. Yes, they will pay more in taxes, but less in health care for what they get.
And I am determined to bring about a day when a white person driving a vehicle and a black person driving a vehicle, when they see a police officer approaching, feels the exact same thing. A feeling not of fear, but of safety. I'm determined to bring that day about.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
If you are president, what specifically would you do with the thousands of people who try to reach the United States every day and want a better life through asylum?
I will ensure that this microphone that the President of the United States holds in her hand is used in a way that is about reflecting the values of our country and not about locking children up, separating them from their parents.
If you'd ever told...
A lot of these things or stances they're fighting for opposes their previous stances, man. It's on their team to point out the contradictions and to, I guess, pick at them. Because I'm sure that Trump's team is researching all of these guys and they're just going to hone in on whoever, is triumphant. It's going to be interesting, though.
There'll be any time in my life that this country would sanction federal agents to take children from the arms of their parents, put them in cages, actually put them up for adoption. In Colorado, we call that kidnapping. I would have told you. I would have told you it was unbelievable.
Governor, you're right. It is kidnapping, and it's extremely important for us to realize that. If you forcibly take a child from their parents' arms, you're kidnapping them. And if you take a lot of children and you put them in a detainment center, thus inflicting chronic trauma upon them, that's called child abuse. This is collective child abuse. And when this is crime, both of those things are a crime, and if your government does it, that doesn't make it less of a crime.
Republicans that say, they're soft on the border. They soft on immigration. He's soft, you know.
Crime. These are state-sponsored crimes.
So there you have it. Highlights from that debate. I've seen a lot of the candidates going at Joe Biden, but they should have been going at Bernie. Bernie actually beat Hillary Clinton in a popular vote and was supposed to be running against Trump 4 years ago. So Bernie is really the front runner, but they look at Joe Biden being picked by Barack Obama to be the vice president, you know, for 8 years as him being a front runner. No, Bernie is actually more popular. So he's kind of flying under the radar. Nobody's really going at him. They're going at Joe. But we'll see how this plays out, man. Who's got the skeletons in the closet? Because, you know, you running for public office, they're going to dig up all your dirt, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But who y'all think going to take it? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as well.
Fuck the crumbs, give me the oven, bitch, I need the whole slice. For centuries, live that get up and go life. I can react to my act and write the script to my own life. I live that golden road with the dro and the stove life.